Watching News at Prime, we'll begin with this. The Gauteng government has backtracked on its budget cuts to non-profit organizations, which left many in limbo. The new Social Development MEC, Faith Mazibuko, is also pledging to strengthen relations between government and the NPOs. Veronica Makhoali has more.
The Gauteng government has increased financial support for non-profit organizations. Various groups had threatened legal action in a bid to prevent what they call a social welfare crisis.
We are deeply committed to ensuring that NPOs operating within the province are paid timeously in order to ensure the continuation and seamless provision of services. To this end, undertaking has been made by the Gauteng provincial government to reinstate non-profit organizations NPOs budget to the 2023/2024 adjustment budget of let's see here, we've written 2 billion. I thought it's 1 billion. So treasury people are here confirming that it's 2 billion. So don't make me lie. So it's going to be 2.131 billion.
Gauteng Finance MEC Maile also revealed that over a dozen NPOs are being probed.
A total of 13 NPOs are under investigation, while 6 have been deemed non-compliant. The outcome of the investigation will guide the next steps insofar as payment is concerned. Where matters of compliance are resolved, payments will be made. In addition to non-compliant NPOs, applications for 23 NPOs have not been found in the system, while 6 NPOs have since been closed or are deemed untraceable.
But the Gauteng Crisis Committee, which represents several organizations in the sector, is calling for clarity.
There is no place for corruption in the social services sector. Corruption deprives people of services, and so if it exists, strong action must be taken against it. However, having been quite closely involved in looking at these investigations, I think one must be careful about no corruption has been proved as yet. And having looked at some of the letters, it's not even clear what the charges against the organizations are at this point. And so we've now assisted 30 organizations to be cleared unreservedly. So it's now looking at these final organizations to say, okay, you're saying that you're making allegations, but what is the actual allegation? What is it that the organization has done? Because the organization cannot defend itself unless it knows what it has done.
The department is promising to provide answers.
Our approach in all of this process is developmental rather than punitive. So we seek by all means to assist NPOs to remain functional and to remain opened. Hence, quite a few NPOs that were under investigations have been cleared, as MEC has mentioned earlier. Not only cleared, but also we have restored their funding.
Others you may find is cases as old as 2021, 2022, like those ones of the places that were then transformed to be substance abuse facilities. Some of them, there were hospitals that were closed during that time of life as it remained. So the department then entered into a contract utilizing those facilities. And the NGO that was responsible was actually given funding. And when it was given funding, later it was discovered that funding that NPO was not in line with certain norms and standards.
Some NPOs were forced to close their doors, while others had to scale back on staff to stay afloat. Services to children, abused women, people with disabilities, and the elderly were affected by the funding delays. Social Development MEC Faith Mazibuko has apologized for leaving organizations in the lurch, despite only being back in the job for 2 weeks.
In echoing the words of our Premier, Upanya Sufi, who I quote, he said, "We unreservedly apologize for how things turned out." Close quote. We extend a special apology to the beneficiaries that were affected, be it the elderly in the old age homes, be it children who are situated in the child and youth care centers, be it recovering substance abusers in rehabilitation centers, families that depend on food parcels, and many other affected beneficiaries.
The MEC is also calling on NPOs to look at other funding models.
Government pay is also not increasing. That's what we must also take into cognizance. And I believe that the NPO sector, they must also look at other partners to also fund them. And I usually encourage them that they must target those companies that are listed at the JSE. They must be able to talk to them so that then they also get assistance. Because as government, we can't sustain this.
The provincial government is assuring NPOs that payment will be made within 15 days. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Veronica Makhoali in Johannesburg.